The Oasis project bid and the SendMessage feature inside of Oasis work very well together to speed a lot of the project business out. So one thing that we had in the early days of Oasis was individuals would create a lighting quotes or something like that as a customer, and they would print one quote for everybody and then create an email to one customer and create another email to another customer, and it was a mess, and it took a lot of work. So what we came up with is basically every time you receive a request for a quote from a customer, simply add them in. Okay, simple as that. Go down and identify the distributor or the contractor or whoever it is. If they're not in the system, add the contact into Oasis. So okay, and they're added into Oasis, pre-selected, hit OK, another distributor's added in, or contractor if I'm a distributor, and so forth. I can add reps if I'm a manufacturer. Simply open up the project, add them in, save and close out, and now I have a list of people that I can hit on bid day all at once, and I don't have to go through and create an individual quote and so forth each time. It's time consuming and useless. So when I print this, I'll use a customer copy. The key is to use SendMessage. Now this is critical. SendMessage, and realistically people use that or print preview. In other words, view it before they create a PDF or a print. But most of the time it's SendMessage. So here's what I have. Next thing I'll do is I'll say select all. So that selects all my customer. Everybody will be identified that I've added in. So Harry and John and so forth will be sent a quote from me because it's bid day, all in one shot within a couple of minutes. It doesn't take very long. I can also go through and identify different counts. So if I have different counts for a given contractor, I can identify them. If I'm a rep quoting a distributor, different counts for each one of them. But in this case, I'll just do base counts, nothing special there. I'll hit next, identify whatever it is I would like to actually show on the print. Discussed a lot of that already. Hit print. Now, what it does is it creates an email that hasn't been sent yet. So each one of these are prepared. They have not been sent. 4 different customers, 4 different emails, no blind copy. They're distinct emails. For example, one says Brian Howard, one distributor, Harry Green here, all around lighting supply, and so forth. Each one of these are very, very specific. In addition, there are settings that'll actually courtesy copy each one of my outside salespeople. So in this case, these are the people that are identified in the quote one way or another. You can turn this off, you can adjust it. There's a lot of settings there. That's not really the discussion for the moment. But the main thing is, this gives me the SendMessage capability where I can literally go through and start identifying this for one individual or one customer that's out there. So what am I sending them? Well, I'm already sending them a PDF in each one of these cases, but if I need to, I can add an attachment. So I'll add one real quick. If I already have it in my attachments, I select it and off I go. Otherwise, I'll select a file off my desktop. So I'll go to my desktop here, and there should be a little drawing that I like to use. Hit open, and I'm going to add it to all the emails I'm about to send out. So add all? Sure, add all. Now every one of these will have a little drawing here that I'm going to send associated with this quote. Every single one of them. And I didn't have to create each one of these emails independently. It's helping me basically mass produce each one of these. But still very personalized for each individual I'm sending it to. Now, what some folks will do here in the body of the message is they'll want to say something very personal like, see attached quote or whatever the case is, give me a call and so forth. Now, to speed things up, we do have this little item up here that's actually throughout all of Oasis, and it allows me to create a template. So I'll add that in. I'll simply say see attached. Okay, and see. Okay, I'll add that in. Just for me, if I uncheck that, everybody sees this. Added it in. And just for arguments, basically I'll select it. So what it did is it adds that to this little drop down. I click on it, boom, it's in there. So if I know Joe over here has been not feeling real good, I could add another little quote in here. So okay, simple little email, add it in, close. So all I have to do to add it in is feeling better, and now I'm personalizing these quotes I'm about to mass send to each individual. So simple little response there. I'll add in my see attached quote and be done with it. Now, each one of these are set up, they're prepared and ready to go. I'll also courtesy copy each one of my outside Salesforce. All I have to do to send it is push the button. And now that email has actually been sent through my Outlook. So this is part of your setup in there. If you're using SMTP, it won't go through Outlook. It'll go direct to your email server. But in this case, I've actually sent it out. And if I were to open my sent messages folder in there, it'll show this one email with these attachments already set up for each one of these individuals up top. So who I'm sending it to, my customer, and each one of my outside sales individuals. Do the same thing with this one, but let's say just for argument's sake, this particular customer has asked me a couple of times like, hey, are you really sure that you've identified fixture type D? Okay, well I have, but for some reason they're not seeing it on my quote. Again, they're real busy or whatever the case is, and I need to highlight or annotate on that for some reason. Well, you can annotate or edit a PDF file inside of Oasis simply by opening it up, in this case viewing it, and hitting the little ABC button right there that edits the page, brings it up in this big screen here. All I have to do to highlight it is simply start highlighting. And if I would like, go ahead and just create a box here. See fixture type D below. Done. So I've highlighted this. Highlighted the actual item, save it. Now that's what my customer will see. All I have to do is hit send, off they go. Now, most quotes are not really this complicated. In other words, it's simply one price, one bill of material going out to multiple people. Everything's great. Notice these have already been sent. All I have to do is just do send all. It'll walk through that entire list. And anybody who has an email address, John Doe did not, it'll actually send it to them. So if I say send all, I'll basically get one error on there. Okay, and it sent to everybody it could. Now, as a part of that process, it actually did a few other things. One is, under attachments, it'll save an email message of each and everybody I sent it to. So in this case, when it went to John Doe, I'll get an error from my Outlook on that because it doesn't have a valid email address, and I'll have to resend that there. This one had Harry Green. That went through most likely. It shows me what I sent him. That would have the fixture type annotation that I added to it on the fly, and the PDF that I added as an attachment. SendMessage is a huge deal inside of Oasis, as it saves people a lot of time simply by registering the customers that you would like to send a quote to on bid day, and then when that day and time comes, everything's set, you'll like the price, hit print, customer copy, send message, select all, next, print, and in many cases, you may be ready to do send all, but our only warning on this whole bid is before you're ready to hit the send all, go ahead and do them one at a time, just so you're comfortable with how Oasis does all this. But the main thing we hear back from our customers is the following. We save them hours on bid day simply through that one feature called SendMessage.